My name is Miss Sam, and I'm so happy you decided to join me today. Today is April. Can you guys see behind me? A-P-R-I-L. It is April. This number, we have a 2 and a 6. That makes us 26. It is April the 26th. Put this right here. 2020. This is the year. Now, this number is in our first column, so that means we're in the first day of the week. And the first day of the week is Sunday. So it is Sunday, April the 26th, 2020. That's what date it is today. Speaking of today, did anybody get a chance to go outside today? Oh, I hope you did. Today was beautiful. It was sunny and warm, and you know what? Instead of me just telling you about it, it might just be easier if I show you. You guys ready to take a trip outside? Count with me. 1, 2. Ta-da! We are back outside, and oh my goodness gracious, it feels so nice out. It is bright, it is sunny, though I know it doesn't look like that right now, just because that sun is hiding behind some of the trees. But oh, it feels so good. And speaking of being outside, what did you guys say we go check on our plant friends? Well, I think it's just about it for our yellow flower friend, but that's okay. It looked beautiful while it was here with us, and it had grown big and strong, but I think it's time for it to wither away, and that's alright. Oh my goodness gracious, our baby plants are so big. Soon I won't be able to call them baby plants anymore. They're bigger than my hand now. Last week they were only about this big, but now they're bigger than my hand. In just a few weeks, I think you guys will be able to guess what kind of plants they are. Oh, does anybody remember the seeds we buried? It looks like we have one that's sprouting up. I don't know where the other ones are. They may take a little bit longer, but in the meantime, I am going to go and water this little guy. I'm going to water this little guy and all the other plants around him. Make the dirt nice. Give it plenty of water so he can grow nice, big, and strong. And so that hopefully his friends who are buried underneath the ground, they can grow big and strong too. I love coming out here to water my little plants. Speaking of water, it's been raining a lot, hasn't it? Now remember a few weeks ago in my first video, I told you guys that since it's spring, it is going to be raining a lot more. That's because the plants need the water to grow big and strong again. But where does the water that makes the rain, where does that come from? Well, we know it comes from the clouds, but how does it get up there? Does the water just sit up there until it's time to rain? Does it just appear up there like magic? Water gets up into the sky to form clouds in something we call the water cycle. The water cycle helps us understand how water can go from being on the ground to up in the air to back on the ground again in the form of rain. The water can come from the ground, rivers, lakes, oceans, and seas. First, you have to start with water. Next, you add the sun. Now, the sun does something very important. The sun heats up the water. Now, it doesn't make it so hot that it's boiling, but it makes it enough to do something called evaporation, like you see these wiggly lines. Evaporation is a big word. What it means is that as the sun is warming up the water, it's causing the water to rise in the form of steam. Now, I know what you're thinking, Miss Sam, how does that work? Well, have you ever watched your mommy cook? What happens to the water when mama cooks? It rises up as steam, doesn't it? It gets hot and becomes steam. All that steam is water, just like you see here. They're little itty bitty water droplets, and as the water rises above outside, it forms, do you see this? It forms clouds. Instead of steam like we would see when your mama cooks, when water gets hot outside, it forms clouds, and that's how our clouds are formed. They're formed when the sun heats up the water outside in our rivers, lakes, oceans, seas, or in the ground, and the water then rises as itty bitty little droplets, and then they come down. But what happens when there's too much water in the clouds? Well, that's where we get our rain. Rain falls down to the ground when the clouds are too full of water. And that's how the water cycle happens. Well, thank you so much, friends, for joining me for today's video. I had so much fun telling you guys all about the water cycle. Now, moms and dads, aunts, uncles, grandmas, grandpas, whoever, here is a practical experiment you can do with your child at home. Now, kiddos, do not do this on your own. You have to have an adult with you. Like I said, adults, next time you're boiling some water, have the child come and watch you do it. Hold a lid up over the water. The steam will collect underneath it and it'll form water droplets that'll drop back down to the water, just like in the water cycle. That would be a great experiment for you to show the child, for them to actually see the water cycle in action. Well, I had so much fun with you guys today. I'm so happy you joined me. I hope you guys can join me for next week's video. Have a safe week. Bye!